Soak up the sun. Plants need energy to grow and reproduce. Where do you think this energy comes from? As you read these pages, draw one line under the source of energy for producers. Draw two lines under the products of photosynthesis that contain energy. You eat food, such as tomatoes, to get energy, but all green plants, like these tomato plants, must produce or make their own food. A producer is a living thing that makes its own food. The process a plant uses to make food is called photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, plants use the energy from sunlight to change water and carbon dioxide, a gas in the air, into sugars. A plant uses the sugars as food for growth, or it stores them during photosynthesis. Plants give off oxygen, a gas that both animals and plants need. Photosynthesis happens in leaves. The sun's energy is used to make sugars, which the plant uses or stores. When we eat tomatoes, we get energy from the sugars that a tomato plant made and stored. Nature's dinner time. Animals cannot make their own food, so where do animals get the energy they need? As you read, find and underline the definitions of herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore. Animals get their energy by eating other living things. A living thing that eats other living things is called a consumer. When a rabbit eats a grass, it's getting energy from the grass. A rabbit is an herbivore, an animal that only eats plants. Some animals get energy by eating only other animals. These meat-eating animals are called carnivores. A wolf is a carnivore because it eats animals like rabbits. Some animals, such as raccoons, eat both plants and animals. They are called omnivores. There are also living things that get energy from once living things. An organism that breaks down dead organisms for food is called a decomposer. Earthworms, bacteria, and mushrooms are all examples of decomposers. A giraffe's neck is long so it can reach the high leaves on trees. A loggerhead sea turtle eats seaweed and animals like squid and scallops. Many decomposers have special chemicals that help them break down dead organisms. Jaguars will eat deer, turtles, monkeys, and birds. Food chains. A rabbit eats grass. Later, a wolf eats the rabbit. Energy moves from producers like grass to consumers like rabbits and wolves. As you read these two pages, write numbers next to the pictures to show the correct order of events in the food chain. Energy moves between living things in an ecosystem. A food chain shows the path of food from one living thing to another. Grass, rabbits, and wolves are all part of a food chain. The rabbits eat the grass, the wolves eat the rabbits. Energy moves from the sun to the grass to the rabbit to the wolf. In a food chain, many animals eat other animals. An animal that hunts other animals for food is a predator. An animal that is hunted for food is called prey. A shark hunts and eats fish in a food chain. The shark is a predator. The fish are the prey. Animals can be both predators and prey in a food chain. Prey for one animal may be a predator for another animal. Mesquite trees use energy from the sun to produce sugars. They store some of the sugars in their seeds. Kangaroo rats get energy by consuming the mesquite seeds. Rattlesnakes eat kangaroo rats to get energy. The roadrunner is the consumer at the top of this food chain. The energy stored in food passes through the food chain to the roadrunner. What's for dinner? You may have had corn on the cob at a picnic. Corn and other plants grown as food are known as crops. Crops such as corn, carrots, and cabbage are grown on farms all over the United States. Crops are food for people. Crops are also food for livestock such as cows, pigs, and chickens. Livestock are also raised as food for people. Farmers grow grains to feed livestock. The crops grown by farmers are an important part of the food chain. Farmers must meet the needs of plants in order for crops to grow. Crops must get plenty of air, sunlight, and water. To get water to the crops, farmers may dig long ditches. Water is pumped through the ditches to the crops. Farmers also might use sprinklers to water crops.